sex of the individual. So sex chromosomes are called as allosome and normal chromosomes are called as autosomes. But remember, because we have learned already that a chromosome carries many number of genes, so obviously there will be a sex determining gene plus other somatic character controlling genes also. So all those characters which are somatic characters like eye color in the case of Drosophila, such characters are because their genes are present on the sex chromosome, so they can be called as sex-linked characters, sex-linked somatic characters, and their genes can be called as sex-linked genes. So that means their inheritance is also controlled by which chromosome? Sex chromosome. That's why this inheritance is called as sex-linked inheritance. I hope this point is clear to you. And we learned that sex linkage is there. So genes which are present on the sex chromosomes are called as sex-linked genes. And this whole concept was discovered by Morgan in 1910 in fruit fly. And the best example to talk about, because this is the character he also studied, the first incidence, this is the eye color gene which was present on the X chromosome. So he performed crosses. I am explaining to you the normal cross and the reciprocal cross. So when he performed the cross of a red-eyed female with a white-eyed male, now we already know this concept that there are sex chromosome X and X in female, X and Y in the male. We already know this thing now that the X chromosome carries the eye color. So normal eye color, that's why nothing is mentioned here. Here it's a white eye color, so W is mentioned here. Remember, Morgan started the concept of using the symbols for the recessive form. Symbols for the recessive form, mutant form, and plus with the same symbol will be used for the dominant or the wild form. So this is the white-eyed one. Now when a cross of such type is made, this female is homozygous, will prepare only X type of chromosome, or you can say gamete. This individual will prepare one gamete, possible is XW, and the other is the Y. So when X crosses with the XW, all the females will be carrying XXW, but because W is recessive and X normal is dominant, so all of them will be red-eyed. And when this X combines with this one, all of them will be red-eyed. So red-eyed female and red-eyed male. So all of them in the F1 generation will be red-eyed. But let's understand what happened when an opposite cross is done. Now we all know W is recessive and the normal X is dominant. So for a female to be white-eyed, what character is required? Homozygous XW, XW is required. Remember, I have already explained to you hemizygous situation. Whatever is the information on the X chromosome, whether dominant or recessive, will express in the case of male, because males are hemizygous. So when this cross was made, when a red-eyed female was crossed with the white-eyed female, all the individuals, whether male or female in the next generation, all were red-eyed. But when an opposite cross was made, opposite cross is what? Reciprocal cross. Now a white-eyed female XW is crossed with the red-eyed male XY. Then the cross gave rise to a different result. It's not the result, it's not just the way result was obtained by Mendel, because Mendel obtained similar result in the reciprocal cross also, and his inference or his conclusion was, Mendel's conclusion was, sex of the individual has no interference with the inheritance of character. But here interference came, and that's why the concept became sex-linked inheritance. So now when a white-eyed female and a red-eyed male are crossed, now here all gametes will carry white-eye character. Here half of the gametes will carry X and half will carry the normal X and Y. So when this cross is made, all the females again became red-eyed, but all the males became white-eyed. So the result is a deviation from the normal cross. That's why sex-linked inheritance. From here Morgan understood that this character is controlled or is governed by the sex. That's why it became sex-linked inheritance. Now let's continue with that first cross we were learning. So when this cross was continued and these individuals were interbreed, obviously Drosophila is unisexual organism, so self-pollination type of thing is not possible here. So cross was made between these brothers and sisters. So that means you can say between two flies of the same generation, red-eyed and red-eyed were interbred, and now the result would be female red-eyed, male red-eyed. Then next one, male red-eyed and male white-eyed. Now here you can again see all the females became red-eyed, but 50% male are red-eyed and 50% male are white-eyed. So this was the result of the cross made by Mendel. So this made clear that there is something called as sex-linked character, and the genes which are present on the X chromosome, which apart from the sex determining gene, are called as sex-linked genes, and this is how the concept of sex linkage came into existence.